What up, YouTube? What up, Buck fans, NFL fans? Another loss, 2 weeks in a row. This one came up against the Broncos. Peyton Manning, man. It is what it is. We're now 500 again, but rest assured that our playoff hopes, they're not over. They're really not over. We're just one game behind Seattle. Pretty much, but we really do have to win out for the rest of the season. We cannot lose anymore. We have to win out, because I'm sure the Seahawks are gonna lose. I don't know who they're coming up against, who they're going up against, but I think it's I don't know if it's a hard team or it's a very good team or whatever. But all I know is that we gotta win out, man. We can't lose anymore. We have our last games, I think, is against Philly, which I think is a very winnable game. Then I think we play the Saints again, which that's gonna be challenging like always. And I mean, they're trying to make the playoffs too still, so of course they're gonna play very hard. And then I think we got the Rams, which I think we can win that game. And then we got the Falcons, which by that time probably we already gave them the division title with our loss yesterday against the Broncos. But maybe, I don't know if they're gonna have home field already by that time or whatnot, so hopefully they won't have anything to play for. But maybe, who knows, since we're divisional rivals or whatever, and they might not want to see us in the playoffs down the road or whatever, they might try to kill us over or whatever, But into the yesterday's game, man. First half, man, we played a terrific game, a very terrific game, man. Our defense, surprisingly, was not stopping, but he was stalling. They were stalling Peyton Manning a little bit. I like that defense. Everybody didn't move. Our linebackers, our blitzing corners or whatever we were gonna do. We were gonna do it, but before the snap of the ball, nobody moved. They were just standing still, and that was, of course, to confuse, well, not confuse Peyton Manning, but to not show him what we were gonna do, because or what we were gonna fake. I think that was a brilliant plan. And our offense, we scored on our second drive with Dallas Clark, Josh Freeman to Dallas Clark. And we scored a field goal too on our first or second drive, I think. But I think we were doing pretty good up until like the last. I think the turning point was like the last minutes in the second quarter, when they punted the ball to us. Well, like, it was under 2 minutes. It was the last drive and before after the 2-minute warning, and we were stuck in like in our 10-yard line, and we ran out the clock. We didn't have an opportunity to take the ball down and score before the end of the first half. And I think that was a turning point, because in the second half the Broncos had the ball first. We forced them to punt the ball, but again they punted the ball and the ball fell like around the 10-yard line. Our 10-yard line. And really, when you're back there, they know that you're going to try to run the ball, to try to get the ball away from the end zone. So I mean, running the ball didn't work. We couldn't risk doing any play action, in my opinion. Couldn't risk doing any play action, risk a sack and a safety. So it really wasn't much to do, but we had to push and get first downs, but we just couldn't. And as a result of all that, the Broncos got good field position. They got the ball like around the 50-yard line or our 40-something yard line, and of course Peyton Manning doing work, and Peyton Manning is Peyton Manning, and scoring touchdowns. We didn't really get good field position up until that Levante David interception that he had, but by that time I think we were down by 3 scores or whatever. But we eventually we kept fighting, and we came back to within 1 score with a Mike Williams touchdown. First field goal, I think 2 field goals, Mike Williams touchdown, We're down by 8 points, I think it was. I'm not really sure, but all it is, we needed an onside kick. Couldn't get the onside kick. Still had a little bit of chance, but I think we stopped them on first down, and then second down, I think we had encroachment call. I think it was on Roy Miller. I don't know. I was upset. I wasn't really paying too much attention like that, but then they had the first down and they ran the clock out. But it is what it is, man. 6-6. Season's not over yet. The season is not over yet. We still have a chance to make it to the playoffs. And I think not only, I don't know, I think I don't know. I think we still have a pretty good chance to make it to the playoffs, man. But like I said, man, that first half, I was very excited. We were up 10-7. The Broncos offense wasn't doing anything. But I feel like our offense should have scored more. If our offense would have scored more in that first half, then we would have had a better chance. You know, like always, we have to score touchdowns. We have to score touchdowns. Every time our defense gets stops, you know, stops teams on third downs and whatnot. Our defense does, you know, they don't do that very often, but when they do that, we have to reward them and get a score for them, you know. But I don't know. And I mean, I didn't really see too much long bombs besides let me see. I didn't really see any long bombs besides that Leonard Johnson pass interference, which I don't think was pass interference. Really, he wasn't really touching the dude. I mean, he didn't look back, but they really got to change this thing. I mean, I understand the looking back at the ball thing. If you're a DB, you know, you going out or trying to break up a pass, a long pass or whatever, you look back at the ball, basically what they make it seem like is when you're looking back at the ball, you can do whatever you want. You could box the receiver out or whatnot. And I don't know, I feel like that's a pass interference too at times. At times it's just outrageous. But if you're not looking at the ball and you do any kind of you breathe on the receiver, they throw the flag ASAP. And I think they should change that. I don't know, but that's my opinion. But another thing I wanted to hit on is, man, this D line, man, this D line. I think sometimes they receive too much credit, way too much credit, and they really don't do that much. Of course, we stop the run, but that's we have very aggressive linebackers. It's mostly our linebackers that come in and or mostly Levante David that makes a stop in the backfield or whatnot. But this D line, man, I know we're missing Adrian Claiborne, and but Michael Bennett is playing great, and Bowers is playing great, you know, tackling wise and breaking up plays and this and that. And I know Jared McCoy, he puts pressure on the quarterback and whatnot, but it'll be nice if, you know, we could get there. We could get to the quarterback and get sacks, because we cannot let the quarterback, any quarterback in the NFL, you can't let them, you know, sit back there in the pocket and do their dances or whatever and do whatever they want, have all day. Because if you give a quarterback in the NFL, you give 90% of any quarterback in the NFL all the time in the world, they're gonna find an open receiver. And then we don't have very good corners. Well, I'm not gonna say we don't have very good corners, because I believe in my team, but our corners they don't have much experience, and we give receivers and quarterbacks time against our defense like that. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. We have to get to the quarterback, especially elite quarterbacks like the Matt Ryans, the Peyton Mannings, the Drew Brees. You know, we have to get there. We have to put pressure on them. We have to get them down, because if we don't, that happens. But that's my take on it. I don't know. And boy, we really do need cornerbacks, because man, oh man, oh man. I'm not gonna say Leonard Johnson is bad, because his one game, you know, I was on Twitter and people were, you know, dogging him, talking about some you know, he had lucky interceptions in the beginning of the season, but now he's beginning to show why he was undrafted and whatnot. Man, the man plays for an undrafted player, he plays decent. You know, he plays good. Sure, he got that in his pass interference call and that touchdown called on him by Demaryius Thomas. But he could have broken that play up, but it happens, man. I think Manning threw a perfect ball to Demaryius Thomas, and it happens. But for the most part, he tackles, which Akeem didn't do last year. Akeem was missing a lot of tackles, and but you know, it's just, and not that I don't like Akeem Talib, man. My opinion on Akeem Talib, we should have kept him. He wasn't really getting into trouble this year. You know, he was pretty much doing good. And all right, he got caught for this Adderall thing or whatever, but that was it. And he wasn't really getting in much trouble. The best corner we had, yes, he got lit up in that New York game, which was one game that he got lit up, but I mean, he was the best corner we had, and he's a pretty good corner, and the stats show for it. The stats show for it. He has his interceptions every season. Every season he has his interceptions and his pick sixes. But that's my opinion on it, and I don't know what we're gonna do with our cornerback situation. I saw Rondé playing slot or nickelback corner or whatever. But it is what it is. Y'all see Akeem doing work or whatever with the Patriots. It is what it is, man. And on top of all that, I know that most of y'all probably won't care or whatever. But on top of all that, on top of our loss to the Panthers, to the Broncos, my Lakers lost to the Magics. Anyways, but yep, those are my thoughts. And boy, man, we really didn't see much from Vincent Jackson. I don't know if it's because my dog Champ Bailey was on him. I know he had one pretty big catch, or two catches, I don't know. But Mike Williams was doing work. You know, he was getting his catches and stuff. I saw that Josh Freeman was a little, overthrowing the ball. Throwing the ball too high, too low. His accuracy was kind of off, but I could understand, why. Because he was getting hit. He was getting hit almost every time he was throwing the ball. He was getting hit. And y'all know that we're missing 2 Pro Bowlers on the offensive line. But it is what it is, man. Broncos, man, they got a great team. They got a hell of a team, man, and they got, of course, everybody knows they got a hell of a quarterback. And congratulations to the Broncos, man. Congratulations to the Broncos and our fans, and all the people here on YouTube, which I didn't really get a chance to see because I was busy the whole week. But man, yeah, y'all got a squad, y'all got a defense. Y'all defense is top 5, I think. And Von Miller is a beast. Yeah, I think he had the pick 6. I'm not sure. Champ Bailey, of course, like I said in my other video, that's my favorite player in the NFL since he got drafted by the Redskins. Man, y'all got a hell of a defense. And that other corner, y'all got that number 32. Finally, y'all have, in my opinion, y'all have finally a compliment corner to Champ Bailey ever since was Darren Williams, the guy who died. I believe he was a pretty good corner, and him and Champ made a hell of a duo. But this guy stepping in, I think he's replacing the guy from the Saints. I forgot his name, but he's doing a hell of a job. And yeah, well, congratulations to y'all and the Broncos. This video is a little long, and I'm about to cut it short. So next week, I think we play Philadelphia here. Gotta win this game. It's a winnable game, but I'm not gonna talk anymore because I'm not gonna bore y'all anymore. So, alright, catch y'all next time.